Hello everyone. I'm going to talk to you today about removing rust, because if you deal with old stuff like I do, a lot of it's going to be rusty. So I'm going to talk about a couple of the methods I use, and a new method that I just started using that may come in handy for you. You can see I have a test piece here. It was pretty rusty, got some light pitting, and here it's quite shiny. So what I did, I used this product found online from theruststore.com. It's called Evapo-Rust. This is a gallon. I bought it for $22. Also from the same place I got this Rust Release Super Gel. Same as this, but it's in a very thick gel, so you don't have to submerge the part. And lastly, I just dumped this out of a battery. It's just acid, although I think this stuff is pretty watered down. Doesn't work too well. And also, last weapon in my arsenal is an angle grinder, 4.5-inch angle grinder with a wire wheel. What I did with this particular part is I submerged it in the liquid Evapo-Rust up to this line here, and you can see it's gray. It's not shiny, but I'd say a good 95% of the rust is removed. It's just not shiny because, you know, this doesn't polish anything, it just removes rust, and I'd say it worked pretty well. And then I very quickly touched it up with my angle grinder. And make sure to use safety glasses with these wire wheels, because every once in a while it'll shoot out one of these wires, it'll break off. I got one of these stuck in my leg. I thought it was just on my pants, but it was actually, it stabbed me. It went through my pants and into my leg, and it hurt a little bit. So it'll do the same to your eye. So I touched up just a couple seconds is all it needed, and you can see it's reflective and very shiny. Obviously still has the pitting, but the rust in the pits and everything is all gone. And I did the other side completely, very shiny. Now, as a comparison, I was a little surprised it cleaned up so well, but over here I used just the wire wheel. This wasn't submerged in the chemical there, and it cleaned up very well. I was actually a little disappointed because I had a two-man handsaw that I tried to clean up with my wire wheel, but it just kind of polished the rust, so it must have been a much heavier rust than this. But you can see it's a little bit duller, and this is very shiny. So I accomplished all that with the Evapo-Rust and this, and I soaked it in a can overnight. After maybe an hour or two, it was cleaner, but it wasn't completely clean. Light rust, I'm sure, would take it off immediately, or not immediately, but within an hour or two. The Super Gel, I'm not as impressed with. This is a half gallon. It's $19 for a half gallon. The benefit is that you can put it on, say, you know, a vertical surface like this and just sort of slather it on, and you won't have to submerge the whole thing. But the problem is, these are very gentle rust removers, and it takes a long time to remove any significant amount of rust. And if you have light rust, that would only take maybe a couple minutes to remove off a part, then you could just use a wire wheel and you wouldn't even have to buy this. And if you leave this overnight, it dries up and cakes on, and it stops working. So it's not really good for very much. I put a very thick blob on this same part here. I later soaked the whole thing in this, so you can't see what it did, but it wasn't very impressive, and it's not cost effective if you ask me. But I got this out of it. I told the company I wasn't impressed with this, so they gave me this just for the price difference. So I'm happy with their customer service. And I just wouldn't suggest the gel. I would recommend the Evapo-Rust if somebody had something rusty. that they needed to clean. And the acid works pretty well. What you have to be careful is that the acid will eat anything. If you put this part in and leave it for a week, it's going to be half gone, you know. But if you leave it in this stuff, I don't know how it works, but it kind of eats away the rust, but it doesn't want to eat away the metal. It just wants to eat the iron oxide. So once all the iron oxide is gone, it stops working, which is nice. Kind of like my electrolysis tank, which I have in a previous video. It'll pop the rust off, but it won't remove the base metal. And the wire wheel is also very handy. They're kind of expensive. This was $17, and I bought a cheap one, $5 one from Harbor Freight. It disintegrated within maybe 10 minutes of using it, and that's how I got one of those wire bristles stuck in my legs that keep flying off, and it was a waste of money. This I used a lot, and it's still pretty much all there. So that's it. I'm happy with the Evapo-Rust. I wish I wasn't so cheap and I would just buy a whole big thing of it. I could dunk see, I don't have any of. Here's one of them. I got a chainsaw chain and the accompanying bar. I'd like to clean the bar in it, but I'll probably just use some sandpaper and it'll work alright. But for smaller parts, this will work great. Fold up the chainsaw chain, and that'll work fine. And I was hoping to use the gel to clean something like the bar or one of my hand saws. Just kind of slather it on there. But I don't think it'll work for the kind of heavy rust that I deal with. But anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope this helps some of you guys out. I'm still impressed with how shiny this thing got. But good luck with your projects, and come back for more. So long for now.